Okay, so let's say that we want to take the range between 0 and 1020 or 1023, and we want to break it up into 4 chunks. Okay, so like 0 to 255, 256 to 510, 511 to 2 or to 766, I guess. And then I'm just doing this off the top of my head, so I'm doing this wrong. And then 767 to 1023. Okay. So probably did something wrong here. It's okay though. So let's say that we have this like range of values here that we want to make. I guess I did these. That's okay. Anyway, so let's say I want to break this up into 4 chunks and do something different based on each of those 4 scenarios. Okay, well, what's going to happen here? In order to do that, we're going to have to use if and else if statements. Okay, and that's going to allow us to focus on each of these chunks. Okay, the other thing that we need to do in order to accomplish this is we're going to need to use some logic operators. So like in Python we used and or, we're going to need to use and. Now the big difference in Python from Python is that and is like the double ampersand. So this is and then this is or, would be these two like straight bars. There's another one, if you put an exclamation point in front of something, that means not. Okay, so you can say if, let's say it's the value of x. If you say if not x, so that would be true whenever x is false. Okay, or whenever x is 0. So anyway, for this one we'll be using the and symbol. Okay, and to basically check to see if something is within that range. Okay, and so what we're going to do, I'll go ahead and show it to you right now. We'll go ahead and here's I mean, before we do it, I mean, you all can always find stuff, references on the Arduino page. You can find examples of using it. Okay, how you might use or, how you might use and, how you might use not. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and put it to use though. Let's say that we want to take, let's say we'll say, let's call, I'm just going to copy input value because we're using a bunch. So let's assign input value to the value of an analog read. Okay, so assign value between 0 and 1023. Okay, I think for this to work we have to set the pin mode of 0 to an input. Okay, so we're going to assign a value between 0 and 23, and then what we're going to do is we're going to check that value. So we're going to do something if input value is greater than 0, or maybe we'll say greater than or equal to 0, and input value is less than 256, we're going to do this first thing. Else do the last thing. Okay, well, we don't want to just do that first thing. There's a second thing we might want to do. Okay, and so what we're going to add is we're going to say if, we're doing else if. Okay. Let me just finish formatting it here. Okay. So here's where we check if between 0 and 255. Okay, and now let's check to see, check if between 256 and 510 maybe. Let's see, 256 or 255. Yeah, so we'll go in 510, and so we'll say input value is greater than or equal to 256. I had extra and in there. I'm going to put the equal there. Okay, and then we'll say and input value is less than or equal to 510. Okay, do second thing here. Alright, and then there's a third thing we wanted to check. So I'll say else if input value is greater than or equal to 511 and input value is less than or equal to let's see, 255 plus 510, we'll say 1,000, up, 510 plus 255, so let's use 766 here, it should be 511 right there, and then we'll say do third thing, and then if it's greater than 767, it will do this last thing. Okay, check if between 511 and 765, and then the final thing, this must be between 766 and 1023. Okay, and so here's how you could take an analog input, a whole range of values, and break them up into like 4 different categories. Okay, or 4 different scenarios.